4, 3, 2, 1. Most awaited event. Please start, Narendra sir.
So, Namaste, Om Shanti to all who have joined us today on this very, very important and very exciting event of the iMumz app. And today we have none other than Shivani Didi to tell us about the emotional quotient of the child or the baby which is going to be inside, and how you can modulate that, and how you can build up a very, very sanskari baby. It's all about going back to Mahabharata, where the Chakravyuh breaking was taught, and then when sleep came, so that then you cannot complete the whole thing, and that's what it is. So babies can listen inside, babies can hear you inside, and that is what we're going to learn today on how to make them more intelligent. Now, introducing Shivani Didi is like, I'll just call her Didi. And Didi is, we wake up with you, Didi, with the Murli and meditation at 6 a.m. every day, and the daily messages which you send to all the groups of food for our souls. She is well known to all of us in India and abroad, and briefly telling you that she is an engineering technology graduate and postgraduate gold medal from Pune, and now she's been attached to the Brahma Kumari movement since the age when she was 20 years, and she has been leading the Brahma Kumaris in their propagation all over the world. And listening to Didi is what we all want to. And I'm not going to come in between you and Shivani Didi. It's all yours. Shivani Didi talking about Garbh Sanskar, Garbh Samvad, and how we can bring the new generation to be intelligent and good. That is what we want. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Dr. Naren, and thank you, Didi. Om Shanti, everyone. I'm Dr. Jaideep Malhotra. I'm sure the people on the app know me, but and everyone else knows our dear Didi. But what all of you don't know, that this app has special blessings from Didi, because when I was the Foxy president, I was working on a program called Adbhut Matratva, which is very, very close to our hearts, because as gynecologists, we all believe and we have faith that the mother, the father, and the family actually lays the foundation of our child's health and personality in the womb itself. And that is where, you know, one day I was chatting with Didi late in the evening, and I was thinking about the program, what I should name this program. Didi, this is something which I want to do in my year. And Didi said, we were looking at the words, and suddenly, you know, Adbhut Matratva was something which both of us sat down and we worked on, and this has become history. And once we started the program, we understood that we have to reach out to people, and that is where the app iMumz comes in place. And both these programs have had the blessings of our dear Didi, and I could not think of a better day today to have Didi's blessings, because app has won Pradhan Mantri's Atmanirbhar app contest. App has now reached 70,000 women in our country, and app is all ready to go global. So thank you, Didi, and thank you for guiding us. Your guidance has changed our lives totally in the last few years, and I'm sure together we are going to change lives of our future generations. And thank you so much for being here with us. We are really looking forward to hearing you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Didi, for all your blessings so far. It has been an incredible journey, and it's not at all possible without your blessings. I just wanted to give you a small report. We met in November when you inaugurated the app, and what has been happened so far. 70,000 women across 480 cities are using, dominantly in India, of course, but still we have 7 to 8% users from abroad, all organic. And 6 million minutes people have spent in Garbh Samvad, talking to the baby exercises, listening to virtue stories and meditation. 6 million minutes. And 1,000 doctors trust this app and are recommending this to the pregnant women. And 157 live sessions we have done with leading obstetricians, and 28,000 questions of pregnant women have been answered and their families have been answered. So we are trying our best with your inspiration to be supportive in the most beautiful journey of all the lovely families here. So thank you so much. Keep inspiring us. And with your inspiration, the whole team is trying to do as much as we can.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti. Last few months, like Dr. Jaideep was just sharing, have not been easy for most of us. Whether it was the initial fear and the insecurity about what is this COVID, or then it was lockdown, something we were not prepared about. It affected our work, it affected our business, it affected our jobs for some. But another effect was suddenly all of us were locked together in our house 24/7. It's the 6th month today, and it's not been easy for many. But during these so difficult times, which the world called very, very difficult, there are these very, very beautiful angels who are coming into the world. Very beautiful angels coming into the world. But sometimes our mind creates fear that was this the right time? ये कोई समय था चारों तरफ इतनी चिंता है इतना डर है and of course the fear of the COVID is always there like a sword on everybody's head. Hospital जाएं नहीं जाएं जाएं तो भी डर लग रहा है नहीं जाएं तो भी डर लग रहा है. So we are like stuck what to do. So in the middle of all this sometimes we start creating a thought कि ये सब कुछ वो एंजल के लिए ठीक नहीं हो रहा है. इतना चिंता इतना डर इतना ये सब कुछ. So we start thinking that it is the negative vibrations which are influencing the baby right now inside, and which is true, but nothing of it will influence the angel if we the couple and the family radiate very, very pure, powerful, high vibrational frequency, then actually, I mean, always every time is the best time, but yet this time is a very special time for the angel to be born. How many of you would have had the liberty of being at home for so many months at a stretch during this time? You would be working till probably the last day, and so many of you go right from your job to the hospital, and you had the fortune of being at home. And not just you probably had the fortune of having your husband at home with you all these months. This has probably never happened before, and this will probably may not ever happen again. So some very, very special angels are being born. तो ये सिर्फ एक देखने का नजरिया है कि सोचो तो शायद वो बच्चा बड़े ही मुश्किल समय में आ रहा है, और अगर सही सोचो तो वो बच्चा शायद बेस्ट समय में आ रहा है, क्योंकि किसी और को ये फॉर्च्यून ना मिले कि उसके मम्मी पापा इस समय 6 महीने से घर बैठे हैं पूरा टाइम इकट्ठे, taking and care only of the baby in the mind and physically. You're able to do so much which many are not able to do because they are occupied with their work. They have to travel every day, they have to be amongst so many people and so many people's vibrations, whereas your angel is going to get created and developed like a cocoon, very protected, very safe, just in the house. तो वो जो थोड़ी सी नेगेटिव थॉट्स आ रही है उसको फिनिश करने का टाइम है. ये नहीं सोचना कि ये तो समय ही सही नहीं था, ये सोचना इससे अच्छा समय तो कोई हो ही नहीं सकता था, ये बेस्ट समय था, ये बेस्ट समय था. एंड वी आर सर्टन कि ये समय में जो एंजल्स आने वाले हैं, they are going to have something very different about them, because yes, there is fear and anxiety a little bit in the air, but there's a lot of other things in the air. जो सबसे ज्यादा इस समय वाइब्रेशन चल रही है वो है सेवा भाव. कितनी सेवा कर रहे हैं सारे, कितने निडर होकर अपने बारे में न सोचकर, चाहे डॉक्टर्स हैं, चाहे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स हैं, नर्सेज हैं, बाकी जो और सेवा कर रहे हैं, कोई धन से सेवा कर रहा है, so they're doing सेवा with the power of money, सेवा with the power of physical, their talents, their skills, everything. It's the time where the whole country together is doing सेवा. It's a time where the whole world together is doing सेवा. तो जितना सेवा भाव इस समय रेडिएट हो रहा है शायद ही कभी पहले हुआ था. So your child is getting developed absorbing that seva bhav vibrations which are predominantly in the air, where people are putting themselves and their family a second priority, and walking out every day, taking care of other people. This is the highest vibration. This is the highest vibration that is possible. निस्वार्थ, अपने बारे में न सोचकर औरों के लिए हर रोज बाहर निकलना. This is the highest vibration of selflessness, of care and compassion, and your angel is getting this vibration of selfless care and compassion, which is again unique, very, very rare times that this is happening. So look at all the very, very powerful and positive energies that are created at this time, and your angel is growing up, absorbing these vibrations. So ये vibrations इतने powerful हैं कि इसके सामने वो थोड़ा सा डर, थोड़ा सा चिंता, वो तो वैसे ही affect नहीं होगा, because the higher vibration will overpower. The most important thing, which as a society, most of us have learnt in these last 5-6 months, which is something we were not taking care of before. Many were not taking care. And that is to start taking care of the mind. अपने मन का ध्यान रखना, जिसको हम कहेंगे इमोशनल हेल्थ. We know physical health. हमारा body temperature सिर्फ 99 भी हो जाए तो we say, oh, I'm not well, I need to take a tablet, I need to rest. So we are very aware of our physical parameters. Most of us are aware about mental health issues, so we know what are symptoms of depression, symptoms of anxiety attacks. ये दोनों चीजें हमें पता है, physical health, mental health. We have doctors for every specialization of physical health. We have doctors for mental health. But there is one segment which we are not taking care of and which we don't have specific doctors for, which every doctor can be that doctor, and that is our emotional health. Physical health पता है, mental health पता है. Today you can say मुझे कोई physical बीमारी नहीं है, I'm physically perfect. मुझे mental health issue तो कोई नहीं है, I'm mentally perfect. But I need to check whether I'm emotionally strong. And why this is very important, because you have the fortune that you can focus on the emotional health of your child right from now. Right from now. The world has gone through a paradigm shift in the last 2-3 decades, 20-30 years back. I remember, if I rewind 30 years back and go to school and college, there was no word as depression. मतलब it must be there, but we were not aware of it. वो हमारी कोई normal vocabulary में word नहीं था. Divorce was a stigma. मतलब अगर किसी के घर तलाक हुआ है तो please किसी को बताना मत. It was such a big stigma. Diabetes, hypertension, very rare. अच्छा इनको diabetes हुआ है, इनको ये हुआ है. We are not talking history. We are talking our generation. And we are probably the last generation who's seen that era. But then we were also in an era where there was no internet, no mobiles, maybe the first phones, first television set. So we have seen two things happening at a very, very fast pace. One, outward progress, very, very fast. So technology wise, everything very, very fast. इतना फास्ट नहीं प्रोग्रेस होता है, प्रोग्रेस धीरे धीरे होता है, लेकिन पिछले 20-30 इयर्स में दैट प्रोग्रेस हैज बीन सो फास्ट. तो आप अपने घर में, अपने ऑफिस में जितने गैजेट्स, जितनी सुविधाएं यूज कर रहे हैं, most of them got created in the last 30 years. Most of them. Our grandparents have all been without refrigerator, without microwave, without gas also. वो बहुत सारे लोग चूल्हा चला रहे थे. So our generation, very, very fast technology progress. उसमें क्या हुआ, हम इतने engaged हो गए उन सारी टेक्नोलॉजी और चीजों के साथ जो हमें मिली. इट्स लाइक अ चाइल्ड हु गेट्स अ टॉय. वो उस खिलौने के साथ इतना खुश हो जाता है, इतना सादा अपने आप को उसके साथ इंगेज कर लेता है कि हमने अपने मन का ध्यान रखना छोड़ दिया. तो सुबह की शुरुआत जो भगवान को याद करके हुआ करती थी, आज फोन को देख कर होती है. Just this one shift also is a very, very big shift in emotional health. Previously, every house would be very sattvic early morning. कहीं थोड़े भजन चल रहे हैं, कहीं योगा हो रही है, कहीं अगरबत्ती चल रही है, कहीं पूजा चल रही है. अभी क्या हो रहा है, कहीं फोन पे बैठे हैं, कोई आईपैड पे बैठा है, कहीं वो 24/7 न्यूज चैनल चल रहा है, नहीं तो रेडियो भी 24/7 है तो वो वाले गाने चल रहे हैं, और हाथ में न्यूज़पेपर है. So this is an absolute opposite to what we used to be. So we were a sattvic morning, but now we become quite a tamasic morning because everything is about the outer world. So ये सब कुछ ये 20-30 सालों में हुआ, and उसकी वजह से emotional health started getting affected. Because if you don't take care of something, that thing will get affected. If I don't use my hand for 10 days, it will start becoming numb after that. फिर इसको उठाना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. आप सोचो जब प्लास्टर लगता है ना 4 हफ्ते का, उसके बाद काफी दिन लगते हैं इसको फिजियोथेरेपी करके ठीक करने के लिए. Which means if you don't use one limb for 1 month, even that gets affected. We stopped taking a care of our mind because we had a standard line. We said time नहीं है. टाइम किसके पास है सुबह सुबह मेडिटेशन करो, योग करो? हमको तो सुबह सुबह से ही काम पर लग जाना है. जब हमारे पास फोन नहीं थे तो हम सुबह सुबह काम कर नहीं सकते थे बिकॉज फोन ही नहीं था. लेकिन अब है, so the mind is at work first thing in the morning. So our life changed, and that's why these last 20-30 years saw stress as normal, worry as normal, competition as normal. नर्सरी के बच्चों को सिखा देते हैं लाइफ इज अ कंपटीशन. आप कंपटीशन में, आपको दूसरे से आगे जाना है. तो जहां कंपटीशन आया, कंपैरिजन आया, जेलेसी आई, क्रिटिसिज्म आया, कंप्लेनिंग आया, बहुत सारी चीजें आ गई, ओवर थिंकिंग आ गई. And all these things were not normal. They were actually an emotional illness because they are not a peaceful, stable mind. They are a disturbed mind. But जो हमने छोटी सी गलती कर ली, because everybody was going through it, everybody was experiencing the stress and anxiety, so society said ये तो normal है. That was probably our biggest mistake we made. Had we even said अरे ये normal नहीं है, तो many of us would have worked towards the normal. But everybody said stress तो normal है, fear normal है, worry normal है, and we as a society accepted it that this is normal. अगर आज आपको कोई बोले कि मुझे स्ट्रेस नहीं होता, मुझे गुस्सा नहीं आता है, कभी नहीं होता, तो सब लोग उसकी तरफ ऐसा देखेंगे, बोलेंगे कभी नहीं होता टेंशन. हाँ, कभी नहीं होता टेंशन. बोलेगा या तो ये झूठ बोल रहा है या तो ये नॉर्मल नहीं है. We cannot even accept that there will be somebody who will say, I don't get stressed, I don't get angry. So this has been such a big illusion, such a big mistake we made as a society. Okay, we called health as abnormal and we called that emotional illness as normal. तो बच्चे का एग्जाम था, छोटा सा बच्चा है, फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड में, सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड में, तो सब लोग बोलने लगे अरे बच्चा पहली बार एग्जाम दे रहा है, टेंशन तो हो ही रही होगी. तो वो बच्चा लुक्स एट देम एंड सेड व्हाट इज टेंशन, मुझे तो कोई टेंशन नहीं हो रही है. तो फिर पेरेंट्स ने उसको सिखाया कि एग्जाम से पहले टेंशन होनी चाहिए, एग्जाम से पहले डर लगना चाहिए. फिर जब मार्क्स आए तो पेरेंट्स ने पूछा आपके कितने नंबर आए, इतने आए. फिर पेरेंट्स ने पूछा दूसरों के कितने नंबर आए आपकी क्लास में. वो बच्चे को तो नहीं पता था दैट आई हैव टू कंपेयर माय मार्क्स विद द मार्क्स ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स, लेकिन पेरेंट्स ने सिखाया. And gradually, right from childhood, we started sowing the seeds of emotional disease. This is emotional illness. The sooner we start using the word for it, we will start taking care of it. This is emotional illness. So stress, anger, irritation, impatience, worry, criticism, complaining, comparison, competition, jealousy, not being able to forgive, not being able to forget, not being able to let go of the past. Everything is a low vibration, and a low vibration is a low emotional immunity. And a low emotional immunity is low emotional health, it's a low EQ. Now, higher vibration, gratitude, compassion, cooperation, caring and sharing, happiness, patience, acceptance, stability. This is all emotional health. And this is where we will have to groom the children. Few days back, we were doing a session with the Gynecology Society, and their topic was mental health in adolescence. And I think I was very surprised that day because I joined in little early to hear them all talking about it, and I was not aware that it is such a big issue at such a young age, from 14 to 25, that age group. And it's a wake-up call that they were really concerned, all the doctors were really concerned that adolescents are having mental health issues. So We are used to knowing that student life is the best life. हमें तो यही सीखा था और हमने अनुभव भी किया था. Student life is the best life. And here there were all these doctors of the country talking about mental health issue in adolescent. In the last 1 or 2 years, whenever I have visited a school and I see their science exhibitions and projects, there are these huge posters about depression and meditation. And you're not used to seeing children talking about all this. And the other day I asked somebody, I said, आप क्यों डिप्रेशन के बारे में बात कर रहे हो? 8th स्टैंडर्ड में हो आप? They said, हमें डिप्रेशन होता है और हमें ये भी नहीं पता क्या करना है. तो फिर हम इंटरनेट पे ढूंढने लग जाते हैं कि उसके लिए हमें क्या करना चाहिए. Now we are talking of the previous generation. आपके womb में जो angel आया है, that angel will be in the 8th standard 12, 13 years from today. Can we just visualize? Because as a world, we're not taking care of these things. तो ये घटने वाली नहीं है अपने आप. ये सिर्फ उनके लिए कम होंगी जो उसका ध्यान रखेंगे. जो ध्यान नहीं रखेंगे, उनके लिए ये प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ बढ़ेंगी. So as a priority, we will need to make this a priority, not just one of the things, but a priority. Because we know even physical health gets influenced by emotional health. So if you take care of the complete physical health of your child, आप अपनी diet, अपनी exercise, yoga, pranayam, सब कुछ perfect कर रहे हैं, and you are very certain that the body that is getting created inside you is physically perfect. But if the emotional health, your emotional health as a parent is not perfect, then you are radiating vibrations to the soul in the womb, and उसकी emotional health पर असर पड़ जाएगा. And फिर उसकी इमोशनल हेल्थ उसके बॉडी पर असर डालेगी. एंड इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी नाउ इज एवरीथिंग परफेक्ट, बट लॉन्ग टर्म, आगे चल के आगे चल के आगे चल के हम में जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं और हम अपनी हीलिंग कराते हैं, चाहे फिजिकल हेल्थ की हीलिंग कराते हैं, कोई ऑरा क्लेंजिंग के लिए जाता है, तो यू नो व्हाट मोस्ट ऑफ द हीलर्स से, दिस थिंग इज फ्रॉम द वोम्ब. They will just rewind. Even those who do hypnotherapy or past life regression, they will just rewind the soul and say, this is from the womb. So what is the meaning? Why is everything going there? Because it's in the womb that the child is able to absorb the most. Parental influence on child, which means your vibrations, your state of mind influencing the child, will always happen. Even when your child is 50, your child will get influenced by your vibrations because वो bond ही ऐसा है, parent child. लेकिन there is a time when it's going to be the highest, and that time is right now. Why is that time right now? Because the body is getting created in your womb, and as the body has just started getting created, the soul enters the womb. We are human beings, which mean the being, this energy, and this body. तो 9 months लगते हैं उस body को पूरी तरह से develop होने के लिए. And every time you go to meet your doctor, you go and get your ultrasound done, you keep seeing, अच्छा heart ऐसे बन गया, ये इतना pump हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है. You are actually monitoring the 9 months development of the body in the womb. We need to take care. 9 months शरीर को बनने में लगता है. आत्मा 9 months नहीं लगाती बनने में, आत्मा तो आके just enter कर जाती है. For the soul, it's like a dress. The soul just enters the womb. Now, during those 8-9 months, the soul is there sitting inside. Where has this soul come from? It's left some other body and entered here. इसीलिए जब भी कोई डेथ होती है, तो पंडित जी आकर क्या कहते हैं? आत्मा अजर है, अमर है, अविनाशी है. तो मरा कौन? मरा तो शरीर, मतलब the body is no more. The soul is eternal. So then where did the eternal soul go away? The eternal soul left one body and the eternal soul entered the womb of the mother. इसीलिए each one of you will have a soul that has entered into you with a different past. With a different past. You're not, it's like a CD. The CD is not coming blank CD. It's like a CD which is coming with already a lot of songs written on it, because we are coming on a journey of many, many lives. So the soul who has entered your womb has already come with sanskars, has come with karma, and that's why the day your baby will be born, वो एक दो दिन के अंदर आप पंडित जी को टाइम बताएंगे, जी हमारा बच्चा इतने बजे पैदा हुआ है इस तारीख को, और पंडित जी आपको 2 घंटे में उसके पूरे जीवन की जन्म पत्री बना के दे देंगे. And we never think about this. How does this happen? The child has not done any karma yet, and then how does the pandit ji have a idea of the destiny of that child? The whole life they are able to prepare on that Janam Patri. So that Janam Patri gets prepared based on the sanskars the soul has brought. Of course, we have an entire lifetime to keep working on the soul sanskars, and we can change our destiny. That's of course another topic. We can always change our destiny, but we have come with a certain destiny. And that's why वो आत्मा जब आपके अंदर प्रवेश करती है, उसके पास कुछ संस्कार हैं, वो कुछ कर्म लेकर आई है. And that's why the mother experiences a lot of mood swings and fluctuations. हमें लगता है ये सब कुछ सिर्फ hormonal है, लेकिन हार्मोन पर भी किस चीज का असर हो रहा है. सपोज आपके अंदर जो सोल एंटर की, वो बहुत दुखी है, बहुत अपसेट है, बहुत रेस्टलेस है, पता नहीं ना वो कहाँ से आई और कैसे आई. मे बी लेफ्ट सम अनफिनिश्ड बिजनेस, मे बी इज मिसिंग द प्रीवियस फैमिली. तो वो सोल अंदर आपके बहुत दुखी है. अब इसको जस्ट विजुअलाइज करना, स्पेशली द मदर, but the entire family needs to understand this, because it's very important to understand the mother. You know, हम ऐसे बोलते हैं तुम्हें ऐसे ही लग रहा है, ठीक हो जाएगा, कुछ भी नहीं है, कुछ खा लो अभी जल्दी से फिर ठीक हो जाएगा. We have to understand why the mother is feeling like that. This is your body, this is you, the soul here. जब आपका मूड ठीक नहीं होता है, तब भी आपकी बॉडी कुछ ना कुछ रिस्पॉन्ड करती है. लेकिन इन 9 महीने में आपके अंदर 2 माइंड्स बैठे हुए हैं, सिर्फ आपका माइंड नहीं बैठा हुआ है. इस समय आपके अंदर 2 माइंड्स बैठे हुए हैं, which means there are 2 souls inside you. One, you the soul, and second, the baby the soul. So 2 आत्माएं बैठी हैं शरीर के अंदर. When there are 2 souls inside your body, both will influence each other. Both will influence each other. Like when your child is there with you, both will influence each other. Your child's behaviors will influence you, your behaviors will influence your child. It's always both influencing each other. So is samay bhi both will influence each other. So when the soul in the womb is going through a little up and down, you might also feel a little up and down, which is okay. आपका मन थोड़ा सा कभी दुखी हो जाएगा, कभी कभी आपको ऐसे ही रोना आने लग जाएगा. एंड यूल से व्हाई एम आई क्राइंग, मुझे रोना क्यों आ रहा है? क्योंकि वो सोल इन द वूम शायद रो रहा है, अपनी पुरानी फैमिली को याद करके बहुत रो रहा है, एंड उसका असर आपके माइंड पर पड़ रहा है और आपको भी रोना आ रहा है. तो जब भी आपको कुछ ऐसा थोड़ा भी अनकंफर्टेबल फील हो, डोंट गेट स्ट्रेस्ड अबाउट इट, बिकॉज इफ यू गेट स्ट्रेस्ड अबाउट इट, यू विल इंक्रीज द स्ट्रेस ऑफ द चाइल्ड. तो पहले वो बेबी दुखी था, अब आप परेशान हो जाओगे, तो 2 मन परेशान हो जाएंगे. Whenever you feel a little uncomfortable, you have to be aware, oh, my baby is not happy right now. Okay, so I understand. The child is not happy, तो मुझे कुछ करना है. And then you start doing some positive things. उससे आप बातें करो, उसको आप ये meditation सुनाओ जो ऐप के ऊपर है. अगर वो बच्चा आपके सामने होता और उसका मूड खराब होता, तो आप क्या करते उसके लिए? वो सब कुछ करो, वो सब कुछ करो. हम वो सब कुछ करते हैं when we are able to see the child in our arms. But when the child is inside, हमें लगता है सिर्फ एक शरीर बन रहा है. वो शरीर नहीं बन रहा है सिर्फ. The soul is already there, and the soul can think, feel, listen, hear. Only they cannot speak. बाकी they can do everything. क्योंकि वो speak करने वाला organ अभी develop नहीं हुआ है ना पूरा. So they cannot speak, but they can listen, they can hear, they can think, they can feel, and all their vibrations are reaching you. So never get anxious or stressed. कभी कभी आपका खाने का मन नहीं करता. अब आपका खाने का मन क्यों नहीं कर रहा? क्योंकि वो सोल अगर थोड़ी दुखी है ना, तो फिर बॉडी को खाने का मन नहीं करेगा, हमारा मन नहीं करता. जैसे हम दुखी होते हैं तो हम क्या कहते हैं? मुझे नहीं खाना खाना अभी. तो ऐसे वो दुखी होगा ना, आपको लगेगा मुझे नहीं खाना खाना अभी. सो डोंट फोर्स योरसेल्फ टू ईट दैट टाइम. नहीं, खाना खाओ खाना खाओ, डॉक्टर ने बोला था 2 घंटे के बाद खाना खाना ही है. जस्ट टेक 10 minutes first ease down your mind and do something to ease down the mind of the baby. And that's why this app, with its meditations, with its stories, with its little things, is a very, very handy tool, because it's giving you ready-made. Before we didn't have all these ready-made things, no? अब आपके पास ready-made जैसे कि एक emotional first aid kit है, कि जैसे ही मूड खराब हुआ उसका, आपने कुछ चला दिया, जैसे ही वो थोड़ा सा परेशान है, आपने कुछ चला दिया. So उसको ठीक करके मूड को, फिर आप खाना खाओ. So always remember, there is a mind, another mind inside you, and taking care of that mind is your responsibility. Don't just think you have to feed the body which is getting developed. आप जबरदस्ती किसी को खाना नहीं खिला सकते जब किसी का मूड खराब होता है. पहले उसके मूड को ठीक करते हैं 5-10 मिनट में. 2 मिनट थोड़ी देर लगती है, और कुछ नहीं तो उससे सिर्फ बातें करो. बात करने से बहुत कुछ ठीक हो जाता है. हमें लगता है अंदर बैठी क्या बातें करें, सब कुछ बातें कर सकते हो. द बॉडी इज टाइनी, द सोल इज नॉट टाइनी. वो सोल को सब कुछ बात समझ में आती है हमारी. Now, most important thing to take care at this time is your thoughts and feelings, your emotions, your vibrations, your words, your behaviors. Everything is getting absorbed by the soul, because soul in the womb is like detached completely. It's like out of body experience, क्योंकि वो अपनी नई बॉडी के साथ उतना अटैच नहीं हुआ है. So the soul in the womb of the mother, कैचिंग पावर इज हाईएस्ट. और जैसे डॉक्टर नरेंद्र मल्होत्रा ने सुनाया ना, अभिमन्यु ने गर्भ में ही सीख लिया वो चक्रव्यूह, लेकिन आधा सीखा, बाकी आधा नहीं सीखा. एंड नाउ थिंक अबाउट इट, सीखा गर्भ में था, और इतने साल बाद जब वो सिचुएशन आई, तो उसको यही नहीं पता कि उसको वो कैसे आता था सारा कुछ, क्योंकि वो सब कुछ उसने गर्भ में अब्सॉर्ब किया. Now, there is no one over here who's not heard this story before. We all know it. But do we relate it to the angel inside us? क्या हम ये realize कर रहे हैं कि अभिमन्यु ने सिर्फ चक्रव्यूह नहीं सुना? That is a symbolic way of teaching us that the soul in the womb absorbs everything. आत्मा गर्भ में, वो mind is absorbing everything. जो आप देखते हैं, जो आप पढ़ते हैं, जो आप सुनते हैं, जो आप बोलते हैं, जो आप सोचते हैं. What you watch, what you read, what you listen, what you speak, and what you think. 5 चीजें हैं. What you watch, and you meaning not just the mother, you means the couple, always. So don't look at your wife and just say, देखो 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 तुम ध्यान रखना. Not at all. That is another very, very big stress otherwise. And it's not true also. Both are equally influencing the soul in the womb of the mother. Only the mother's role, why it's important? Because the soul is inside her body. That's why it's important. So the soul inside the body influences the mother. May not influence so much the father, but the father definitely is influencing the child. So it's for both. So what you watch, what you read, what you listen, what you speak, and what you think is getting absorbed by the soul. And ये उस आत्मा के संस्कार बन रहे हैं. Your entire life, the entire life of a parent is with the pure intention of giving very good sanskars to their child. But the easiest time is to give it now. अगर आप इस टाइम थोड़ा सा ध्यान रख लो, you are actually saving time, energy of a lifetime. बहुत सारी मेहनत बाद में करने वाली, वो अभी कर लो तो सब कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा, बाद में कोई मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. You have a very, very emotionally strong child. One thing these last 5 months have taught society: cannot focus only on physical health, have to focus on emotional health. And if we focus on emotional health, then we will never go towards a mental health issue. We will never go towards a mental health issue. In this last 3-4 months, there's been 20% rise in depression and anxiety in our country because there was one situation. So that's how we want to make the children strong. वो बच्चों के जीवन में उतार चढ़ाव आ सकते हैं. A parent can never make the life of their child perfect, even though we want to make their life perfect. We can never make our child's life perfect. The child will have ups and downs in their life. They will have success. They can have failure once in a while. They can have physical disease. बातें तो जीवन में आएंगी. Parents cannot control the life of a child, even though we want to. But parents have the power to make the child emotionally strong, and then that emotionally strong child will face all the issues of their life. तो आप उसको शक्ति दे सकते हो, वो अपने जीवन की सारी बातों को फेस कर लेगा. लेकिन आप उसको शक्ति नहीं दो और आप सोचो हम उसके जीवन को किसी तरह परफेक्ट कर लें, स्ट्रेस क्रिएट कर करके, तो वो नहीं हो पाता है. So that's why this is the time to take care of what you think, what you speak, what you watch, what you read, and what you listen. Let's say, for example, आपकी vocabulary. Take care of your vocabulary. Because आपका हर शब्द, आजकल हम में से कुछ लोगों की vocabulary थोड़ी सी दूषित हुई है. हम पर अलग अलग से words use करते रहते हैं. And just because society says, oh, this is cool, this is normal language, and if someone doesn't speak like that, they say, oh, you're not part of the group. तो हमने बहुत अलग अलग vocabulary use करनी शुरू कर दी है. हम में से कईयों ने abusive vocabulary use करनी शुरू कर दी है. And उसको हम abusive बोलते भी नहीं हैं, because it's become a part of our vocabulary. So it's like normal to use all those words. Those words are low vibrational words. Do you want your child to learn those words? You don't. And if you don't want your child to learn those words, you don't want your child to get influenced by those vibrations of low vibrational abusive words, then you will have to quit them right now. Right now. This 9 months is a lot of changes. कि ये करना है, ये नहीं करना है. And every couple does it with a lot of love because they're going through the most important phase of their life. So इसी तरह ऐसी कुछ चीजें हमें नहीं करनी है. मतलब गलत भाषा, गलत शब्द, criticism के words, criticizing each other, finding faults with each other. This is something we will have to check right now. Right now. And together, both of you, hand holding with each other, कि नहीं ये नहीं बोलना है, ऐसे बोलना है, ये नहीं बोलना है, ऐसे बोलना है. Once your baby is born, next 2-3 years, you're going to teach your child languages. And 2-3 साल का बच्चा 2-3 languages सीख जाता है. वो हिंदी भी सीख जाता है, इंग्लिश भी सीख जाता है, एक और जो मदर टंग है वो भी सीख जाता है. कैसे सीख जाता है 2-3 साल का बच्चा? वो ऑलरेडी बहुत कुछ सीख चुका होता है. वो ऑलरेडी सीख चुका होता है बहुत कुछ. But इसी तरह, it's not just about the language, it's about, is it a pure, high vibrational language, or is it a language of criticism, complaining, ridiculing people, making fun of them, nagging people? We don't want that child to learn this vocabulary because this is not emotionally healthy for the child. Your child is going to be in a generation 25-30 years later after you. So that's a generation which is going to be all different from now. So language. सबसे पहले अपनी vocabulary के check करें. 1, abusive language, which is not a right vocabulary, वो सारे words तो out. तो एक दूसरे को रोक के टोक के, मतलब प्यार से कि ये वाला word नहीं use करना है, चलो फिर से बोलो. अभी बच्चे को कैसे सिखाएंगे 2 साल? फिर से बोलो, thank you बोलो, sorry बोलो, कितना अच्छे से सिखाते हैं. वैसे ये 9 महीने थोड़ा सा एक दूसरे को सिखाते हैं. उसके लिए अपनी भी भाषा चेंज हो जाएगी अभी इस 9 महीने के अंदर. सो ये ऐसे नहीं बोलना है. सो 1 is our vocabulary. Second is our behavior also. Let's say I have a sanskar of anger. Let's say I have a sanskar of getting hurt very easily. I get upset very easily. I'm worrying too much about the future. Please stop. Stop. We will do little lifestyle habits which will energize your this way of thinking. But जितना हो सके एक दूसरे को प्यार से रोक के, संभाल के, एम्पावर करके कि ये सब इस 9 महीने से पहले से फिर भी ठीक था, लेकिन इस 9 महीने के दौरान ये सारे इमोशंस नॉट गुड फॉर द बेबी. उसकी बॉडी डेवलप हो रही है, उस बॉडी डेवलप हो रही है. डू वी वांट टू रेडिएट वरी, एंजाइटी, फियर? डू वी वांट टू रेडिएट वाइब्रेशंस ऑफ ओनली कोविड में ही हो रहा है? भाई कोविड बाहर है ना, हम तो घर में सेफ है. We don't need to read, watch, think. अभी तो देश में और कुछ भी बहुत कुछ हो रहा है आजकल. Don't keep watching, reading, listening that. You don't want the child absorbing content about everything that's coming in the news. Now, we're not going to talk about it. We don't want the child to absorb all that. So just restrict yourself completely. Restrict yourself from content that is getting circulated now. Whether it's in the news, अच्छी अच्छी बातें पढ़नी और सुननी है. ये सब जो हो रहा है वो नहीं सुनना है. उस एंजल को बताना है, the world is very beautiful where you're coming. वेरी ब्यूटिफुल, हेल्दी, हैप्पी, यूनाइटेड वर्ल्ड. ये झूठ नहीं है, क्योंकि उस बच्चे का वर्ल्ड वैसा ही होने वाला है, बिकॉज आवर वर्ल्ड इज व्हाट वी क्रिएटेड फ्रॉम हियर. But we have to prepare the mind to create that kind of a world for themselves. So what you watch, read, listen, which means restrict world news. मतलब ना के बराबर ही उसको कर दो. If you just want to know what's happening in the world, print media, 5 minutes, scan. This is what's happening in the world, finished. But print media, which means least impact, not audio media and definitely not video media. You cannot afford to listen to all those panel discussions with people shouting. Tomorrow you'll have see your baby shouting like that otherwise. उसको मत सिखा देना ऐसा, ये सब सुनने मत देना. Please remember that Abhimanyu is listening. फिर 3 साल के बाद if you see your child shouting like that, then don't say मेरा बच्चा इतना गुस्सा क्यों कर रहा है. उसने उस टाइम ऑब्जर्व किया है. So just print media, 5 minutes, scroll, okay, this is what's happening in the world, finished. That too if you need to know. Otherwise, nothing. Create your own beautiful protective world right now. So one is world news. Second is social media. Social media is good to connect with people, but social media seems to be sowing the seed of comparison and low self-esteem. क्योंकि we are becoming dependent on what people are saying about us. कितने लोगों ने कहा मेरा ये अच्छा था, कितने लोगों ने उसको लाइक किया, उसको ज्यादा लाइक मिले, मुझे कम लाइक मिले. अब मुझे कम लाइक मिले मतलब आई एम नॉट अ नाइस पर्सन. सिंपल जीवन को कॉम्प्लिकेट कर दिया हमने इन सारी चीजों में जाके. सो आवर सेल्फ एस्टीम, आवर सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट, very important, because the child's self esteem is getting developed. You don't want the self-esteem to be dependent on what people are saying about me. इस ऐसे ही नहीं दुनिया में कहते कि सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. इसको सबसे बड़ा रोग कहा गया है, क्या कहेंगे लोग. एंड ये कहावत तो सोशल मीडिया से पहले की थी. तब तक तो लोग कितना कहते थे, व्हाट वाज आवर एरिया ऑफ लोग, फ्रेंड्स, फैमिलीज, पड़ोसी, उतना ही. Now with social media, तो anybody in the world is allowed to comment about me. So restrict, really restrict yourself from social media. And third is all our media, which means your movies, your serials, your songs. Now, if because you're at home and you have a lot of time, some of us start watching serials on OTT platforms, and they are designed in such a way that agar aapne ek dekh liya, now you want to see the next, then you want to see the next. If you do not create your willpower now, then 5 years later you would be saying, मेरा बच्चा कहना नहीं मानता है. मेरा बच्चा कहना नहीं मानता. This is a very common line with parents nowadays. मेरा बच्चा कहना नहीं मानता है. And I was like, ये कैसे बोलते हैं कि मेरा बच्चा कहना नहीं मान, because हमारे पास तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं हुआ करती थी कहना नहीं मानने की. मम्मी पापा ने कह दिया तो हमें मानना ही है. ये कौन सी नई दुनिया है जहाँ सारे कहते रहते हैं मेरा बच्चा कहना ही नहीं मानता है. इट इज बिकॉज जब वो गर्भ में था, क्या हम अपने मन का कहना मान रहे थे? विल पावर. This is the time to exercise the highest level of willpower. Then you'll have a child with very strong willpower, because that's going to be very important. So don't be addicted to any kind of media, social media. They are designed to be addictive. They have been made that way. It is their business and they're doing their business fine. But for you, it's your baby. It's your baby. So don't let somebody else's business influence your baby right now, because it's not good for anybody. That binge watching, एक के बाद एक देखते जा रहे हैं, उसकी vocabulary कैसी है, उसका content कैसा है. So it's not good for anybody. It's not even good for a 20-year-old child today. And you're watching with the soul in the womb, you're probably watching content which would be adult content. पहले हमारे को पिक्चरों के लिए लेके नहीं जाया करते थे, कहते ये अडल्ट मूवी है. अब क्या अडल्ट और क्या क्या कुछ भी नहीं है. but the child is watching before the baby is born. So be careful. You wouldn't want your child to absorb any of that kind of content. So what you watch, read, listen, what you speak, and how you think. थोड़े दिन के लिए अपने ईगो को छोड़ते हैं, आपस में कुछ डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन हो भी जाए तो लड़ना नहीं, बोलना 9 महीने के बाद लड़ेंगे, अपनी सारी लड़ाइयों को पाइल अप करके एक डायरी में रख देना, बोलो बाद में बात करेंगे, पर बात मैंने जरूर करनी है आपसे, लेकिन अभी नहीं करेंगे, हम 9 महीने के बाद बात करेंगे इस बारे में। इस टाइम तो वो सुन रहा है ना एंजल, तो वो एंजल को लगेगा ये कैसे मम्मी पापा के घर में आ रहा हूँ, ये तो लड़ते ही रहते हैं आपस में। इट सोज द सीड्स ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी। A soul who has left a past family is not attached to you at all right now, doesn't know you also yet. They are missing their past family. So what vibrations they need to get is of a very safe and secure environment where they are coming. They don't know where they are coming. उनको नहीं पता वो कौन सा घर है, वो कौन सी फैमिली है। इसीलिए soul in the womb of a mother is not a very easy period because it's very insecure. एंड अगर उसमें भी उसको लड़ाइयों की आवाज आए, और अगर उसकी मम्मी उसके पापा से कह रही हो तुम तो प्यार ही नहीं करते हमारे से, खैर मेरे से तो करते नहीं थे, अब तो अपने बच्चे से भी नहीं करते, तुम तो अपने आईपैड ही लेके बैठे हुए हो, if that child is listening to that kind of a conversation, then the child is catching a vibration, अच्छा ये जो है ये मेरे से प्यार नहीं करते हैं। वो सुन रहा है, सिर्फ चक्रव्यूह थोड़ी सुनना था, सब कुछ सुन रहा है वो अंदर। So be careful of every line you think, every line you speak. आप ये आज सोच लेंगे या बोल लेंगे, 3 years later, if the father or if the mother does not listen to what the child wants, don't be surprised if your child, 3-4-year-old child, will turn back at you and say, हाँ मुझे मालूम है आप मुझे क्यों नहीं दे रहे हो, क्योंकि आप मुझसे प्यार नहीं करते. And the parent is going to be shocked. And the parent is going to say, आपसे ज्यादा तो हम किसी को भी प्यार नहीं करते, नहीं मेरे को मालूम है आप मुझे प्यार नहीं करते, इसलिए आप मुझे नहीं दे रहे। वो चक्रव्यूह सुन लिया था उतने साल पहले। So be very careful of what you are speaking, how you are thinking. Everything is getting absorbed. So when we are not going to watch, read, listen negative content, then we're going to take care to watch, read, listen pure content. Pure content, positive content. आपको मूवी देखनी है आप मूवी देखो, लेकिन कोई लाइट मूवी देखो, कोई मैसेज वाली मूवी देखो, कोई अच्छी वोकैबुलरी वाली मूवी देखो, समथिंग विच एम्पावर्स यू, नॉट समथिंग विच डिप्लीट्स यू। सॉन्ग सुनो तो कैसे वाले गाने सुनो, वोकैबुलरी वो गाने की कैसे होनी चाहिए। आज वाली वोकैबुलरी थोड़ी सी क्वेश्चन मार्क है। यू डोंट वांट योर बेबी टू से ऑल दोज वर्ड्स 2-3 साल के एज में। सो गाने कौन से सुनने हैं, सीरियल कौन सा देखना है, जैसे आप खाना क्या है पीना क्या है वो ध्यान रखते हैं, उतना ही ध्यान सुनना क्या है, देखना क्या है, पढ़ना क्या है। Keep at least 30 minutes for yourself in the morning to study spiritual content. Spiritual means pure content, high vibrational content. It could be a video, it could be a book, it could be an audio, it could be a self-transformation book, anything. But it has to be high vibrational content. It's emotional diet. What we watch, read, listen is emotional diet. तो कम से कम आधा घंटा सुबह एंड कम से कम 15 मिनट रात को सोने से पहले, ये 2 टाइम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं आपके लिए भी और इसीलिए आपके बेबी के लिए भी, कि आधा घंटा सुबह आप मन को अच्छी खुराक दो, हेल्दी इमोशनल डाइट। सो वॉच, रीड, लिसन। मेडिटेशन इन द मॉर्निंग, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, very very important, because you're preparing your mind for the day, and same for the angel. Gratitude, very important to create thoughts of gratitude for the supreme power, for your mind and body, for nature, for people, for everybody. Gratitude. Contentment, आज की दुनिया में सब कुछ है हमारे पास, लेकिन हम फिर भी कंटेंटेड नहीं है, हम संतुष्ट नहीं होते हैं। So we have to sow the seeds of santushta, contentment in the child, by being like that. Please remember what you're doing right now, your child is becoming. उसकी सारी मेहनत जीवन भर की बच जाएगी अगर हम अभी कर लेते हैं। Some years back, I was in an OPD of a hospital, and sitting next to me was an expecting mother. And I just asked her, I said, how many months तो she said 5th month starting. तो मैंने ऐसे ही उनको कह दिया, I said आप ना बाकी 5 महीने ना गुस्सा नहीं करना बिल्कुल भी. And she just looked at me and she thought I was very strange to say something like that, कि 5 मिनट गुस्सा नहीं करना. And she ignored it completely. And she said, हाँ. And she walked away. And she thought I was being like not normal to say something like that. And थोड़ी देर के बाद, after she met her doctor and she came back, and थोड़ी देर के बाद she got her first son to me, who's 4 years old. And then she said, सिस्टर आप इसको कुछ समझाओ ना. I said, क्या हुआ? ये बहुत गुस्सा करता है. And I looked at her and she had still not understood the connection between the two things. Now she's going to work very hard on that first child क्योंकि वो गुस्सा बहुत करता है. But if she had taken care during those 9 months, उसको जीवन भर की मेहनत ना करनी पड़ती. That's where the seed of the sanskar is getting laid. तो अपने और अपनी फैमिली में सभी के साथ इस टाइम को अच्छे संस्कार, अच्छे व्यवहार, अच्छी सोच. तो इसलिए स्पिरिचुअलिटी, मेडिटेशन, योगा, प्राणायाम, दिस इज नॉट एन ऑप्शन, दिस शुड बी मैंडेटरी फॉर ईच वन. मैंडेटरी फॉर अ लाइफ टाइम, बट एब्सोल्युटली मैंडेटरी इन दीज 9 months. आप सोचो अगर आपका बेबी ये सब ऑब्जॉर्व करेगा तो वो छोटू सा बेबी 2-3 साल में भी मेडिटेशन करना सीख जाएगा. उसको सिखाना, हमें तो कितना देर लगा सीखने के लिए, लेकिन वो तो पैदा होते ही उसको मेडिटेशन भी आती होगी, उसको योगा भी आता होगा, उसको प्राणायाम. What a fortune, what a gift that the child has learnt all that in the womb of the mother. तो उसको करना. रात को सोने से पहले अच्छा एक हैबिट क्रिएट करना, सुबह उठते ही फोन नहीं देखना. Do not connect to the outside world when your mind is absolutely calm and peaceful. And this is for a lifetime. Mind is like a blotting paper. It absorbs. So first hour of the morning, don't connect to the world. Keep that time for yourself. Keep that time for spirituality, meditation, yoga, pranayama. 1 hour. Think कि आप 1 घंटा ज़्यादा सो गए. 1 घंटे के बाद फोन देखेंगे. 1 घंटे के बाद दुनिया की तरफ कनेक्ट होंगे. And same care to be taken in the night before going to sleep. We need to sleep well. That has a huge impact on emotional health, on mental health, on physical health. We sleep enough, but most of us don't sleep right because हम सोने तक, till we go to sleep, we are checking our emails, we are checking our messages, we are checking our social media handles, and we are watching the news, and we are watching some serial. Highest TRP of news channels is early morning and late night. And that's a huge reason for our emotional health issues because those are the 2 times when we should not be taking it. So early morning and late night. तो रात को कम से कम 1 घंटा पहले disconnect from work communication. Give your mind rest. Allow your mind to slow down. So if you're going to sleep at 10, disconnect from work communication at 9. Now we will check emails in the morning after an hour after we wake up. We are not supposed to be at work in the middle of the night. हम तो क्या करते हैं, बाई चांस रात को नींद खुल गई तब भी देख लेते हैं, कोई ईमेल आया 2 बजे मैसेज. This is only addiction, nothing else. This is only addiction, and we don't want the child to be addicted to anything, nothing, and definitely not to screens. Meet parents who have children 2-3 years old today, and they will tell you one standard line: मेरा बच्चा तो स्क्रीन के बिना खाना नहीं खाता. That is our new issue in our society now. मेरा बच्चा तो स्क्रीन के बिना खाना ही नहीं खाता है. तो अब उनसे पूछो क्यों वो बच्चा स्क्रीन के बिना खाना नहीं खाता? क्योंकि जब वो बच्चा गर्भ में था आप स्क्रीन के बिना खाना नहीं खा रहे थे, इसीलिए उसने भी वही सीख लिया कि स्क्रीन के साथ खाना खाना है. So we do not have our meals with screens. No TV, no phone, no iPad, no screen while eating, no distracted eating, mindful eating. Mindful eating. You practice mindful eating, your child will practice mindful eating. Please give your child this gift. Distracted eating has a huge toll on the mind and on the body both. All this obesity and all this is all distracted eating. No, टीवी के सामने बैठे हैं खा रहे हैं, ये भी नहीं पता क्या खा रहे हैं, कौन सी वाइब्रेशन से खा रहे हैं. So mindful eating practices. Good time to experiment with a sattvic diet, vegetarian diet. A diet which is not only highly nutritional, because it has to be highly nutritional, but it should also be highly vibrational, which means nutrients are the proteins, the carbohydrates, vitamins, which your doctor has told you all. But vibrations of love, blessings, purity, happiness. तो घर का खाना खाएं. वैसे आपका बेबी बड़ा फॉर्चुनेट है क्योंकि आपने कई महीनों से सिर्फ घर का खाना खाया. देखो कितने सारे पॉजिटिव निकालो ना, तो बहुत सारे पॉजिटिव है इस टाइम के लिए. तो आप सबने घर का खाना खाया है इस टाइम पे, एंड आप में से मेजोरिटी ने वेजिटेरियन खाना खाया है. अगर नहीं भी खाया हो ना, तो अभी से शुरू करना. लेट्स नॉट गिव द चाइल्ड फूड which has the vibrations of someone's pain. वो दर्द के वाइब्रेशन है उस खाने के अंदर. प्रोटीन्स हैं बट वो दर्द वाले प्रोटीन्स हैं. उसमें किसी का पेन है, उसमें किसी का नफरत है, उसमें किसी की वायलेंस है, उसमें किसी की डेथ है. वो हमें प्लेट पे दिखाई नहीं देता वो सारा कुछ. एंड दैट्स व्हाई somebody said very beautifully, if slaughterhouses were made of glass, everybody would be a vegetarian. Everybody would be a vegetarian if we would just see that once. तो इसलिए we definitely don't want to give that energy, those vibrations to our child. Let's give our child prasad. प्रसाद खिलाएं उसको. दिन में 3 बार 4 बार जितनी बार आप खाना खा रहे हैं उसको प्रसाद खिलाएं. मतलब परमात्मा की याद में खाना बनाएं. In your kitchen, let have भजन्स, ओम चैंटिंग, मंत्र, जो आपको और आपके फैमिली को अच्छा लगता है किचन में पूरा दिन चलाइए. सो योर हाउस विल बिकम लाइक अ टेम्पल, अ गुरुद्वारा, मस्जिद, जहाँ सिर्फ भगवान की बातें, शब्द चल रहे हैं किचन के अंदर. तो वो जो खाना बनेगा वो प्रसाद बन जाएगा, लंगर बन जाएगा. वो जो पानी होगा वो अमृत बन जाएगा. एंड सोचो, child's body getting created not just with high nutritional food but with prasad and amrit. तो फिर हेल्थ का तो क्या टेंशन लेना है, कि तो परफेक्टली हेल्दी होना ही होना है, बट माइंड एंड बॉडी बोथ. सो होम कुक्ड फूड, sattvic food, but food cooked in a very good state of mind. That's complete sattvic food. So have very positive words playing in your song, in your kitchen. Don't have anybody talking on the phone and cooking for you. Then they'll be gossiping and cooking for you. वो वाला खाना नहीं खिला सकते ना. वो फिल्म के हिंदी गाने सुनते हुए खाना बना रहे हैं. That is not the kind of food to give to yourself or to your baby. So take care of how the food is cooked. So once you're taking care of the morning and of the night and of your meals and no screens while eating, you are largely taking care of your emotional health. And of course your behavior, your सोचने का, बात करने का and behave करने का तरीका. कभी भी मजाक में भी नहीं. Don't have a gender preference conversation ever. Gender preference, लड़की होनी चाहिए, लड़का होना चाहिए, मेरी पहले बेटा है, अभी मुझे बेटी चाहिए. Not even a casual conversation. Not even a mazak mein conversation, jokingly, okay, if I have a daughter, I will name her this. This is the dress I will buy for her. No, please remember, someone is listening. You want a daughter, and what if in your womb you have a son? Then that son is going to feel very unwanted and rejected because you're repeatedly saying, "Mujhe beti chahiye, mujhe beti chahiye." So no gender preference. हमें सिर्फ happy और healthy baby बनाना है. Gender preference nahi hai. So gender preference radiates rejection. And second, sometimes when we are very insecure, like for some of you, suppose your business got affected now, suppose somebody's job got affected, then there's a lot of anxiety, and then we say, how will I nurture my child? How will I take care of my child? I don't have enough money. डरो मत, आपका बच्चा अपना भाग्य लेकर आ रहा है. आपका बच्चा आप अपना भाग्य लेकर आ रहा है. अगर जिसके पास धन नहीं भी होगा ना, उस बच्चे के आने से आ जाएगा. तो आपने डरना नहीं है. Your role is not to write the destiny of the child. Your role is to make the child emotionally strong, and the child will take care of their destiny. So don't get scared of that. So don't create any thoughts of insecurity, fear, unwanted. Don't think this was the wrong time. Please एक बार भी ये thought नहीं लाने देना, because that's also a feeling of unwanted. It's like telling somebody आप गलत टाइम पे आ गए. सोचो अगर आपके घर पे कोई गेस्ट आया हो and it's knocking on the door and you open the door and say, हो आप गलत टाइम पे आ गए, तो वो तो फिर डर ही जाएगा कि मैं कैसे आ गया इनके घर पे इस टाइम के ऊपर. या आप उसको बोलो आप आ तो गए हो लेकिन हमें आपको खाना खिलाने के लिए पैसे ही नहीं है, वो वैसे ही डर जाएगा, मैं गलत टाइम पे आ गया. So these are all thoughts which the soul is carrying. Always say to yourself, I have abundance. मेरे पास भरपूर है, and most important, मेरे पास शक्ति है. So no conversations, not even in the mind, of being insecure or any thought which the child will feel unwanted. We have seen enough people who even at the age of 40, 50 and later are carrying the seeds of feeling unwanted and rejected. It's a very deep seed. It's very difficult to remove it. वो बहुत टाइम लगता है व्यक्ति को निकालने के लिए. तो इसलिए फीलिंग ऑफ वांटेड, वेलकमिंग, डजंट मैटर जीवन कितनी भी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन से चल रहा हो, हम सब इकट्ठे हैं, हैप्पी है, हेल्दी है, डेस्टिनी तो हम ऐसे ही चेंज कर लेंगे. सो टेकिंग केयर ओनली ऑफ दैट माइंड एंड द बॉडी. सो रोज अगर ये छोटी छोटी बातों का ध्यान रखेंगे, यू आर गोइंग टू गिफ्ट द वर्ल्ड विद एन एंजल. एक ऐसा एंजल जो दुनिया को बदलेगा. एंजल ही बोलना, क्योंकि ही और शी तो आप बोल नहीं सकते, नॉट अलाउड. एंजल का कोई जेंडर नहीं होता है. सो एंजल बोलेंगे कि ये एंजल आ रहा है. तो जब तक आपके वो हाथ में नहीं आ जाता तब तक वो एक एंजल ही रेफर करना. सो नो जेंडर प्रेफरेंस, नो थिंकिंग ऑफ नेम्स, नो थिंकिंग ऑफ कलर्स, नो थिंकिंग ऑफ क्लोथ्स, नो थिंकिंग ऑफ मैं उसको एक्टर बना दूंगा, ना डॉक्टर बना दूंगा, मैं ये बना दूंगा. वो अपना भाग्य लेकर आ रहा है, भाग्य लेकर आ रहा है. आपका रोल है उसको सिर्फ स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना, माइंड में और बॉडी में, ताकि वो अपने भाग्य को बहुत ब्यूटीफुली इस दुनिया को चेंज करने का वो भाग्य लेकर आ रहा है. सो दिस इज अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल टाइम. Change yourself, change those little things which need a lifestyle change, and you're going to give the best gift to your child. The best gift is this. And let your child learn meditation, learn yoga, pranayam, learn spirituality right from now. Phir to that child is going to thank you forever. Thank you forever for what you are doing. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you so much. I think it was a totally mesmerizing talk. Every time I listen to you, it's absolutely, fascinating. And I'm sure this is the best gift we could have given to our members on this app. Because I'm sure a lot of people will have a very different thought process, because I was just going through a lot of questions which we have got. I don't know whether we'll be able to address them, but there are lots of things which are going on in people's minds. So are we ready for some questions, Didi?
Hanji.
Because I want to grab every second we are spending with
10,
you.
10, 15 of them we can take very nicely, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. So the first one, because, I just took this question up first because this is something which I feel that a lot of people get affected with. Now, Vishakha is saying that during pregnancy time, home culture is not positive. Family members' behavior changes abruptly, and this affects me a lot, mentally, emotionally. How can I manage myself and then try and keep positive, as you're saying?
Meenal has also said the same.
Yeah, a lot of them.
ज्यादातर क्या होता है,
फैमिली एटमॉस्फेयर को कैसे करें,
फैमिली एटमॉस्फेयर. सबसे पहले रिमेंबर दैट योर स्टेट ऑफ माइंड एज अ कपल and especially also as a mother is influencing the child directly. So you cannot expect suddenly everybody around you, everybody in the family to change their sanskars overnight. How do you expect that? The person could be your father, the person could be your own mother. Suppose they have a sanskar of anger or criticism. You can't go and tell them, okay, now I'm having a baby, so now from today you don't get angry, you don't. It doesn't happen like that. And don't worry, आप उसके बारे में चिंता नहीं करो. वो जो आ रही है आत्मा, उसका उनके साथ तो बहुत ही स्पेशल कार्मिक कनेक्शन है. ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स है वो उसके, नाना नानी दादा दादी इज सच अ ब्यूटीफुल रिलेशनशिप कि उसका तो बहुत ही स्पेशल कार्मिक अकाउंट है उनके साथ. वो लाड प्यार सारा जीवन तो उसको उनसे ही मिलने वाला है सबसे ज्यादा. सो डोंट गेट अपसेट अबाउट द ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स ऑफ द एंजल. नाउ यू हैव टू लुक एट देम इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट. You don't have to look at them as your in-laws or your parents, but look at them, they are the grandparents of my angel. And my angel is going to have a very special relationship with them. And so, I am not going to get upset or angry about them. लेकिन मुझे सिर्फ थोड़ा सा ये ध्यान रखना है. See, if you create anxiety about this thing, हम ध्यान रख रहे हैं बट हम एंजाइटी नहीं क्रिएट करेंगे इस बात की कि अब अगर दोपहर को आज किसी ने गुस्सा कर दिया, हम एंजाइटी क्रिएट कर देंगे. ओहो हो उसने गुस्सा कर दिया, अब मेरे बच्चे को ये गुस्सा. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट इज अबाउट how much care we can take. It's about this. You can't change the world. Even the vibrations in your house are the vibrations of your neighbors. They're the vibrations of the world. It's like the air. उसमें सारी vibrations होती है. You only take care of keeping this 1 hour in the morning to strengthen yourself. It's जैसे हवा दूषित है. What can you do? Even your child today is breathing polluted air. If you're in Delhi city, you're in one of the most polluted cities of the world. So your baby is breathing that polluted air. But it's fine. That baby is also going to live in that polluted air after 9 months. But because you're going to do yoga, because you're going to do pranayam, because you're going to eat well, you're making the child very strong to face everything that's going to come there in life. लेकिन अगर आप चिंता करोगे हाई पोल्यूशन बहुत है, हाई पोल्यूशन बहुत है, हाई, तो फिर उसका इफेक्ट आ जाएगा. सो सिमिलरली डोंट क्रिएट अ थॉट कि मेरे घर का एनवायरनमेंट अच्छा नहीं है, बिकॉज देन यू आर टेलिंग द चाइल्ड दैट यू आर कमिंग इन अ हाउस जिसका एनवायरनमेंट अच्छा नहीं है. कितनी गली बात हो जाएगी ये. तो आपको उसको बोलना है आप ऐसे घर में आ रहे हो जहां दादाजी भी हैं, दादी भी है, नानी भी है, नाना जी भी है, बुआ जी भी हैं. You are so fortunate. You are coming in a family where there are so many people who are going to pamper you. What you tell your child about the child's world today is what the child will believe while the child is growing up. So please talk to your child and tell your child that the child is coming to the most beautiful family. Most beautiful family.
There's another question which is very, very interesting. This patient says, my doctor told me my pregnancy is very complicated, baby is not growing, लाइकर कम है, IUGR है, कुछ defect भी लग रहा है. अभी ऐसी situation में how should I keep calm? What should I do to? Because doctor ने तो बोल दिया as a medical without thinking कि उसके emotional कैसे effect होएगा.
नहीं, जो डॉक्टर ने बोला, क्योंकि डॉक्टर का रोल है कि to keep the patient informed, you know, so the doctor's role is to tell you so that you can take care of everything. But अब जो भी वो कॉम्प्लिकेशन है आप समझ लोगे डॉक्टर से, लेकिन उसके बाद आप कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वर्ड मत यूज करना अपने लिए. They have said it, that's a part of their vocabulary. But your child will not understand when you tell the child, "Hare baap re, to kuch complicated hai sara kuch." The child will not understand what is suddenly complicated inside. You will have to go to a vocabulary which is completely opposite, and you're going to say everything is perfect. Because complicated kuch thoda hoga bhi, but if we are very stressed, then we'll increase that complication. But if we are positive and if we are relaxed, we are sure it will ease out. That's for sure. I'm sure there are so many cases जहाँ शुरू में कुछ ऐसा लगता है, फिर धीरे धीरे वो सब कुछ ठीक हो जाता है. And कुछ ऐसी होती है जिसमें सब कुछ ठीक हो रहा होता है, पता नहीं जाके क्यों complicated हो जाता है towards the end. It's a lot of what we are carrying inside in our minds. So don't use that vocabulary. That's a medical vocabulary. That's not a parent-child vocabulary. You know, it's like 4 साल बाद अगर आपके बेबी का टीचर बोल दे, आपका बेबी को तो कुछ नहीं आता, तो पेरेंट थोड़ी घर आके ऐसे बोलेगा. पेरेंट बोलेगा आपको सब कुछ आता है, आप बहुत अच्छे हो, आप बहुत परफेक्ट हो, आप बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हो, आप सक्सेसफुल हो. और अगले साल पेरेंट का वो बच्चे का टीचर भी चेंज हो जाएगा और टीचर कहेगा आपने क्या कर दिया अपने बच्चे के साथ, इसको तो बहुत कुछ आ गया. सो एवरीथिंग डिपेंड्स ऑन you and your child. So you talk to your baby, explain to your baby what you want the baby to do inside to sort it all out, and your child will respond. Please remember, the soul understands every word you say. The soul is not a baby. The body is a baby. When we grow older, it's only the body which ages. The soul is energy. Iski age kamti aur badti nahi hai. It's the body which is growing. So no panic, no stress. All the more important that more positivity. Thoda sa zyada.
Jaideep, next question you got.
Yeah, Didi, I mean, we normally have a session on the app also for meditation and yoga. And a lot of people have asked that, I mean, we sit down for the session and we start practicing meditation, but get distracted. Now, is it really normal or how can they overcome this?
Most important is to make it a discipline. You have to do it daily. You know, it's a new thing. We're training our mind to do something different. Secondly, preferably do it early morning. That's why we should do it early morning. Lesser of distractions around us. So हमें पहले बाहर सब कुछ ठीक करना पड़ता है, which means there's no noise, You know, everybody has not woken up. Try and do it when other people are sleeping also, early morning, initially, till you get used to doing it. Second, you should have a separate space for it. It's very important. Make a separate corner. It can be a very little corner, but sit in the same place every day. You know, like a puja room, a meditation room, a balcony, a terrace, but it should be a separate place. It should not be a place where you sleep. If you try to do meditation on your bed, you might fall off to sleep because your bed has vibrations of. If you try and do meditation where you have the TV, then that room has different kind of vibrations. So try and find a little corner and do it in that corner every day. And most important, do it daily. It is like building up emotional stamina. Today, if you do a physical exercise, you can't do it first day. You can't just touch the floor, bend and touch the first day, but you bend a little and then a little and then a little, and then you start bending and touching the floor. Same with the concentration. जब आपको distracted feel भी हो, don't get up. Continue sitting there. Continue sitting there with the meditation. That's how you're disciplining your mind. That is how you're disciplining your mind. Tomorrow when your child will sit to study and उसका मन नहीं कर रहा होगा ना पढ़ने का, वो भी बैठा रहेगा. वो उठेगा नहीं, मेरा मन नहीं करता पढ़ने का, वो उठेगा नहीं ऐसा. So just sit there, even if you're not able to meditate, just listen and sit. आपसे मेडिटेशन नहीं हो रहा, आप नहीं करो, कोई टेंशन नहीं है उस बात की, लेकिन आप उस मेडिटेशन को सुनो और उसकी वाइब्रेशंस उस एंजल को मिलने दो. Even that is creating an impact, very powerful impact.
Yeah, Harsha is
This is a
saying
very
that I'm
difficult
an
question.
emotional.
The next one.
Sorry. Harsha is saying that I'm an
This is a very
emotional
difficult
wreck.
question which comes from.
Yeah, you
Naren,
you continue.
yeah. Yes, this is from a very senior Rotarian, Devraj Bhargav. He says that, you know, you're talking about soul, but can you really tell us, you know, when is this soul entering into a body of the baby, so that we can time it up, you know, accordingly. I don't know.
What will we do
And he's
accordingly?
he's also adding, if the soul is listening everything, then after birth, why does it forget everything? Why can't it remember everything?
It doesn't forget anything. The soul doesn't forget anything. That's why Abhimanyu did not forget the Chakravyuh, no, till so many years. Everything gets recorded. What a child learns is, see, what is the body? This is the body, this is a brain, and this is a soul. So soul is not brain. Soul is energy. Brain is a physical organ. Like when somebody is in coma, the body, the brain, there is a disconnect. Soul is perfectly fine. The soul can listen to everything that you are saying to a person who is in coma. वो आपकी हर बात सुन सकते हैं, लेकिन वो बोल नहीं सकते, because there is a little disconnect between the soul transferring to the brain and the brain working with the body. Similarly, like that, the soul in the womb can hear everything, लेकिन वो बोल नहीं सकते. Then when the baby is born, every organ is developed. Then we teach them that language where they are born. Today, there could be a soul who's come from Europe, come to Delhi, born here. उसको तो यहाँ की भाषा भी सीखनी पड़ेगी सारी. तो उसको हिंदी सीखनी है, इंग्लिश सीखनी है, उसको फ्रेंच आती है, उसको ये नहीं आता. Look at all those children which we see, जिनको 3 साल की एज में ये आता है, किसी को 4 साल की एज में श्लोक आते हैं, किसी को मंत्र आते हैं, एंड उनके पेरेंट्स कहते हैं हमने तो उनको कुछ नहीं सिखाया. We've not taught the child anything. It's all coming from there. So the soul comes with recorded impressions. Then a lot of impressions get recorded in those 9 months. So past sanskars, parental sanskars, and then the sanskars which that soul will create in their lifetime. So everything is getting recorded. And when the soul leaves the body, the soul takes all the sanskars with them.
Ravi?
So here is a question from Harsha, who says, I'm an emotional wreck because there are so many people dying near and by, and every day I hear a death, and I'm 4 months pregnant. So what should I do? And the other one is saying that I'm going to Dubai, but there is a lot of fear. I'm going to my home. And the third one is saying I cannot go to my home, so I'm getting disturbed. And we are all 4 and 5 and 6 months pregnant. So how do we tackle with situations like this? Death, not able to meet parents, not able to go home.
In whichever situation you are, it's only important to keep the mind perfect. Suppose आप दुबई जा पा रहे हैं अपने पेरेंट्स के पास, तो बहुत अच्छा. आप बोलो वाओ, I'm getting to go and be with my family, so my parents will take good care of me. सपोज आप नहीं जा पा रहे हो तो आप बोलो वाओ गुड, मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ, गुड आई एम नॉट ट्रैवलिंग, आई डोंट वांट टू बी इन द मिडल ऑफ समथिंग, आई एम सेफ एंड आई एम सिक्योर एट होम. We do not need the world to be perfect for the child to be strong. We need the mind to be perfect for the child to be strong. So no situation outside can write a perfect destiny for your child. But if your mind is perfect, then you're radiating the perfect energy to your child. So don't think ye kam hai. This is again, you know, ye kam hai. I'm not being able to be with my parents. I'm हर चीज जो कम है उस पर नहीं फोकस करना, उसी सिचुएशन को ये सब अच्छा कैसे है उस पर फोकस करना. As far as yes, we know about the deaths that are happening around outside, disconnect from world information. If you're not able to handle it without getting affected, please disconnect. You don't need to know about it. You don't need to. This is not being selfish. This is being taken care. You don't need to know. You don't need to know what are the statistics in the world. Don't need to. So please disconnect and just fill your mind with all positivity. Fill your mind. सिर्फ वही सुनो, वही पढ़ो, वही देखो, जिससे ये सारी thoughts खत्म हो जाएं. You do not want the child to have fear of death in their life. You do not want the child to have fear of losing someone as a sanskar in their life. Some people have all these fears and they don't know why they have these fears. These fears came either from the past or from the womb. So it's a reality, it's there. If you're getting affected with it, disconnect. Don't listen, don't watch. Tell everybody in your house, I don't want to know what's happening in the country and the world. You are like in an incubator, absolutely protected. That's how you have to keep your mind and body. So, and of course, if you nourish your mind regularly, it's good for you also. It's good for you also because it's a situation and our mind has to be powerful to radiate care and compassion to everybody, not create pain. Not create pain. So आप जिस भी situation में हैं, don't think कि ये situation perfect नहीं है. You know, this is where that rejection thought is coming. कि आप अपने बच्चे को बोल रहे हो, अरे you're not coming in the best perfect situation. If everything would have been fine, I would have been with your nana nani, everything would be so good, they would have. Then you are conveying a message that you are not coming in a perfect scenario. Don't do that. Wherever the child is coming, wherever and whichever scenario, children are born in all kinds of situations. Children are born in all kinds of situations. You are all protected, safe in your house with all resources. बच्चे तो हर जगह, हर environment में हर तरह से पैदा हो रहे हैं. It's just here. So don't say to your child or don't think that you are not coming in the best way or in the best scenario. That's what is going to be damaging. So acceptance and looking at it positively कि ये best है. जिस scenario में हम हैं, ये हमारे लिए best है. That's it.
Didi, one more question, like, and actually few of them have written this, that they experience, you know, very strong emotions and sometimes anger, especially, you know, when things are not going their way or the kind of pampering or the respect or the dignity they one is expecting. So how do they really, I mean, all these women who are attached with us take care of this emotion? Because आपने तो बोल दिया गुस्सा नहीं होना, लेकिन गुस्सा तो कंट्रोल कैसे करें?
जब आप डेली मेडिटेशन करेंगे, डेली स्पिरिचुअल स्टडी करेंगे और थोड़ा सा अपने आसपास के लोगों को भी समझेंगे. सी वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट पीपल अराउंड अस, स्पेशली एल्डरली और योर स्पाउस, दे आर गोइंग थ्रू अ डिफरेंट टाइम राइट नाउ. उनके पास उतनी पैम्परिंग करने की शायद इसलिए ताकत नहीं होगी क्योंकि वो खुद अपने माइंड में एक बहुत टर्मोइल से गुजर रहे हैं. Your spouse could be going through some issues at work. There's so much that's happening at work in many lives right now. Even the work from home is getting so difficult for people. So they are going through their own little issues right now. The elderly in most families are going through a little fear and insecurity because media ने बार बार बोला, which was real, but बार बार बोला कि जो 60 से ऊपर है उनको ज़्यादा ये है, जो 60 से ऊपर, you know, so if every time somebody keeps listening to this कि जो 60 से ऊपर है वो ज्यादा vulnerable है, जो 60 से ऊपर है, जिसको डायबिटीज है वो vulnerable है, अब अगर उनको डायबिटीज है तो वो और fear बढ़ जाएगा. So people around us are going through some things. So हमें ये नहीं सोचना कि मुझे उनसे क्या क्या नहीं मिल रहा है, हमें ये सोचना है मुझे अपने एंजल को क्या क्या देना है. Now our age of मिलना क्या है उससे खत्म होके क्या देने वाली एज में आ गया हम. तो हमें क्या मिल नहीं रहा है वो नहीं सोचना है, हमें क्या देना है सिर्फ उस पर फोकस करना है. इनफैक्ट take care of your parents and in-laws also at this time emotionally. Physically they'll take care of you, but take care of them emotionally. Make them happy, change the environment of the house. If they are happy, you know, it will be give good energy to you. But if you think, oh, they are not pampering me, they should have done this, मुझे पूछा भी नहीं, आज के खाना नहीं खाया, बस एक बार मैंने मना किया, फिर उसके बाद दूसरी बार पूछा ही नहीं, कमाल है, आई एम प्रेग्नेंट एंड ये मेरे को पूछ भी नहीं रहे. यही अगर मैं अपनी माँ के घर होती तो वो मेरे पीछे पीछे भागती, you know, all this conversation, everything here, waste of energy, वेस्ट ऑफ एनर्जी, वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम. किचन में जाओ, प्यार से खुद के लिए खाना बनाओ, उनके लिए भी खाना बनाओ और उनके साथ बैठ के इकट्ठे खाओ. इंटेंशन एक ही होनी चाहिए, एवरीवन इन द हाउस शुड बी हैप्पी. अपने ईगो को साइड पे रखते हैं कि मुझे ये नहीं दिया, मुझसे पूछा नहीं, मुझे किया नहीं. मैं पूछ लेती हूँ ना, मैं जाकर उनको पूछ लेती हूँ, मैं उनको खाना खिला देती हूँ. वो मेरे एंजल के दादा दादी हैं, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पीपल. एक दिन सरप्राइज मत होना, आपका एंजल बोलेगा आई लव दादा दादी मोस्ट. हाँ, ये भी सुनने को मिलता है. सो वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लोग हैं उसके लिए, इसलिए उसके सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट लोगों से आप नाराज मत होना. जब आप उनसे नाराज होगे तो वो आपसे नाराज हो जाएगा कि ये मेरे दादा दादी से नाराज क्यों हो रहे हैं. तो उससे नहीं. इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटिफुल karmic account. This is the time where a lot of relationships which had conflicts also should heal their conflict, because they have one common agenda. Now you are no more a daughter-in-law. Now you are their grandchild's mother. So whole equation changes, dynamics change. So make the most of this time. छोटी छोटी बातों में ना अपना मूड खराब करो, ना उनको कुछ ऐसा कहो. एंड कभी भी घर में एक दूसरे से बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि नाराज हो गए और बात ही करनी बंद कर दी. ये अगर किया ना, फिर वो बच्चा भी आपसे बात करना बंद करेगा जब आप उसको उसके मन की चीज नहीं दोगे. डोंट वांट दैट संस्कार. सो नेवर हैव दिस नो कम्युनिकेशन टाइम इन द हाउस. मुंह सूजा हुआ है, रूठ गए हैं, बात नहीं कर रहे, सॉरी बोलो, पूछो. प्लीज रिमेम्बर, कोई और सीख रहा है ये सारा कुछ. यही हमारे जीवन के चक्रव्यूह तो यही है. हमारे अभिमन्यु ने वो वाले चक्रव्यूह में थोड़ी जाना है, उसके तो यही चक्रव्यूह है सारा दिन के. तो उसको ये सारे चक्रव्यूह मतलब ये सारी बातों में से कैसे निकलना होता है प्यार से, वो उसको अभी से सिखाना है, जस्ट बाय डूइंग इट योरसेल्फ. तो बातों को छोटा करो, बड़ी बात को भी छोटा करो. छोटी बात को बड़ा नहीं करना कभी, बड़ी बात को छोटा करके फूंक मार के उड़ा देते हैं.
Didi, one very important question. This has actually, we face this question number of times in our Ask Me Anything session. A lot of our pregnant mothers are alone, like their husbands are posted somewhere or they got stuck up in the lockdown, and the connect between the two is missing, and the lady herself is feeling very much apprehensive कि she's alone. So, or sometimes, some of the women are facing that the husband is not really caring. I mean, अभी प्रेगनेंसी हो गई, बस अब तुम संभालो, मैं बाकी भर घर के काम नहीं देख सकता, आई एम लुकिंग आउटसाइड. So now these kind of a turmoil and I would say kashmakash keeps on going on in a lot of women's minds. So how can we really put their mind at rest?
Even if your spouse is not with you, that does not mean there is no connect with the child. Connect with the child is not physical. Whereas the husband is not connected with your child physically, वो तो आपके शरीर के अंदर है. But your spouse is connected to the child because of the vibrations, because of the thoughts, because of the feelings. And thoughts, feelings, and vibrations are not bound by physical space. Your spouse could be in another country, leave alone another city, another country, and be very, very emotionally connected. And there could be cases where the spouse is sitting right next to you, but not connected. वो कुछ और ही सोच रहे हैं completely. So connection is not dependent on physical. Connection is never dependent on how close you're sitting physically. It's all about how much harmony is there in your way of thinking, how much you get along with each other. That much vibration will radiate to your child. But if you start feeling my husband is not connected to the child, then you are radiating a wrong message. So don't. In fact, you have to keep telling your baby about your husband, telling your baby about the baby's father and everything. Don't create this thought कि कोई connection नहीं है. Vibrations के लिए नजदीक बैठना जरूरी नहीं होता है. Thoughts, feelings, vibrations तो दूसरे देश से भी आपको पहुंच रही हैं, सारी पहुंच रही हैं. उतनी पहुंच रही है जो नजदीक बैठकर पहुंचती, कभी कभी उससे ज्यादा पहुंच रही है, क्योंकि जब हम दूर होते हैं ना तो हम और ज्यादा याद करते हैं, जब हम नजदीक होते हैं तो हम फॉर ग्रांटेड ले लेते हैं, तो एक्चुअली उसमें ज्यादा बेनिफिट है। वो दूर रहकर बहुत ज्यादा याद कर रहे होंगे, बहुत ज्यादा प्यार से याद कर रहे होंगे, बहुत ज्यादा उसके बारे में सोच रहे होंगे। सो कहते हैं ना डिस्टेंस मेक्स, तो दैट्स वाई। सो डिस्टेंस में भी अच्छा है और जो नजदीक है वो भी अच्छा है, हर सिचुएशन अच्छी, her situation perfect hai, that's important. And second, if you feel that your spouse is not taking enough care because they're taking care of other things, please remember the other things right now in the world have changed. They require a lot of time and attention from people who are working. So understand them, अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि हाँ बहुत अच्छा है, वो उस पार्ट का ध्यान रख रहे हैं, मैं इस पार्ट का ध्यान रख रही हूँ, और हम दोनों मिलके फाइनली ध्यान किसका रख रहे हैं, हम ध्यान तो एंजल का ही रख रहे हैं ना। तो अगर वो फाइनेंशियली ध्यान रख रहे हैं, आप फिजिकली एंड इमोशनली ध्यान रख रहे हो, तो वो एंजल के सारे एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ लाइफ टेकन केयर ऑफ है ना। एक बार हमारे पास जब हमने ऐसा प्रोग्राम किया था, तो डॉक्टर आए थे, आई फॉरगॉट हिज नेम, डॉक्टर अशोक ना, जिनका जीके में वो अल्ट्रासाउंड और वो सब का बहुत, so he so sweetly he got us an ultrasound video there and he showed it there in the presentation, and उन्होंने वो बच्चे को दिखाया कुछ ऐसे, एंड उन्होंने कहा जब मैंने ये अल्ट्रासाउंड किया तो मैंने उस लेडी से पूछा तुम झगड़ा करके आई हो क्या, बच्चे के अल्ट्रासाउंड को देखकर उन्होंने मदर को पूछा तुम झगड़ा करके आई हो, तो शी सेड यस, तो ही सेड तुम झगड़ा क्यों करके आई हो, माय हस्बैंड डिड नॉट अग्री टू कम विद मी फॉर एन अल्ट्रासाउंड, सबके हस्बैंड जाते हैं उनके साथ अल्ट्रासाउंड के लिए, my husband only did not agree to come with me, my husband doesn't love me, my husband doesn't love the child, and then he said, I showed her, look at this, तुम्हारे झगड़े का तुम्हारे बेबी के ऊपर क्या असर हुआ है। So it's not about how much physically we can be with each other, physically do everything that we need, we just need to adapt and accept with the situation, and remember emotionally everybody has the same intention for the child, तरीका अलग अलग हो सकता है, somebody is expressive, somebody is not, somebody gives gifts and does pampering, ये एक्चुअली सोशल मीडिया की वजह से बहुत कुछ ये सब हो रहा है, क्योंकि हम सोशल मीडिया पे देखते हैं वो जो मेरी फ्रेंड थी उसके हस्बैंड ने तो ऐसा सब किया था when she was expecting, my husband is not doing, this is not, my husband is different, उनकी नेचर डिफरेंट है, संस्कार डिफरेंट है, लेकिन intention is lot of love and care for the baby, so never doubt the intention of a family member. तरीके अलग अलग होते हैं, कुछ स्पाउस को तो बर्थडे भी नहीं याद रहते, तो it doesn't mean they don't love you or they don't love the child, intention अलग है, संस्कार
कुछ को एक महीने पहले से याद रहते हैं,
हाँ तो अलग अलग है ना, डॉक्टर नरेंद्र को तो एक साल पहले से याद रहते होंगे, नेक्स्ट ईयर
Yeah, Ravi.
Dr. Prashant Acharya is on the YouTube. He's saying कि मैंने सारे expressions babies के, he's a great ultrasonologist, just like Ashok Khurana. And 3D, 4D में हम लोग भी, you can see the baby smiling, you can see it crying, you can see it playing with the umbilical cord. So all that can be seen. And once you put a sound or a music, they just move. So it's amazing. He says, "Mera, please mention karna. I've got all expression. I'll send you the videos, and I'll send the videos to iMumz also."
Beautiful. See, आपको ये डॉक्टर मल्होत्रा डालने चाहिए वीडियोस वहाँ पे. Let people see practically कि when you are upset.
इंडिया में दीदी, इंडिया में वो PCPNDT law does not allow us to put baby videos because
आप
of sex
एनिमेट करके
determination.
बना सकते हो ना, आप एनिमेट करके दिखा सकते हो. This is how the baby will be if you are upset, if you're angry, if you're happy, you know, if you're listening to music, if you're watching a violent movie, this is what will happen. तो real वाला देखकर उसी को एनिमेट करके दिखा सकते.
Great idea. Ravi, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, Didi, everyone's commenting and thanking about the magical moments we just had with you. People are saying that they can feel more frequent moments while they were listening to you. The babies are happily responding inside.
Because the baby must be saying, suno, 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 ye sab mein yes.
So one question, Didi, Priyanka has asked, she is diagnosed with COVID-19. And in fact, we are also seeing many mothers telling घर में किसी का कोविड हुआ या खुद कोविड है, so they are all little extra worried about it. So what is your message for them, Didi?
अरे फॉर्च्यून है ना, ऑलरेडी कोविड होकर खत्म हो जाएगा आपको पहले से ही, तो आपके बेबी को भी कोविड की कोई टेंशन नहीं होगी, कुछ भी नहीं है। 4-5 दिन अलग रहते हैं, थोड़ा सा काढ़ा पीते हैं, दवाई खाते हैं, रेस्ट करते हैं, हम ठीक हो जाते हैं, लेकिन हम उसके फिर इम्यून हो जाते हैं। आप भी इम्यून हो जाओगे, आपका बेबी भी इम्यून हो जाएगा। अब उसको आगे टेंशन ही नहीं है कि मेरे को कोविड हो सकता है, होके खत्म हो गया, बोलो फिनिश्ड। इसमें भी फॉर्च्यून है।
So they all should say COVID, so what? We
हाँ,
are
सो
out of it
व्हाट,
now.
हो गया, वी आर आउट ऑफ इट नाउ, वेरी गुड। सो इसमें किसी भी चीज में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ध्यान रखना, बड़े से बड़ा क्राइसिस भी आ जाए, आपके बच्चे के जीवन में क्राइसिस भी आ सकता है आगे, क्राइसिस अपहीवल्स ये जीवन में आते हैं, चिंता नहीं करना उसकी, चिंता से बड़ा कोई और क्राइसिस नहीं है। स्पिरिचुअलिटी में हम सीखते हैं चिंता चिता समान है, मतलब चिंता सबसे ज्यादा जलाती है अंदर। सो जो भी सिचुएशन आए उसको सही सोचकर कम आउट ऑफ दैट सिचुएशन। बिकॉज कोविड आपको अगर है भी, थोड़े दिन में तो वो ठीक हो जाएगा, ये तो पक्का है, लेकिन वो थोड़े दिन में जो हम चिंता क्रिएट कर देंगे ना, that is not good for us, not for our body and not for the baby also.
So, thank you, Didi. I think that there were plenty of questions. I am sure we have already, extended by half an hour.
I'd just like to say one thing. There was one question which I
Yes.
saw on the pop-up here. So somebody said, I'm already 6.5 months, already 7 months. So don't think like that you've lost out on time. This very, very powerful influence on the child and the sanskars will stay for a lifetime, but very, very powerful influence at least till the age of 4 and 5. जब तक बच्चा अपना इंटेलिजेंस नहीं चलाना शुरू करता है, तब तक द होल इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ अ पेरेंट इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग। सो 3-4 महीने मिस हो गए, उससे कुछ नहीं हो रहा, अभी तो 4 साल है हमारे पास ये करने के लिए, और उसके बाद तो जीवन भर है वो इन्फ्लुएंस के लिए। सो डोंट क्रिएट दैट वरी एट ऑल।
So this has been a phenomenal session, dear friends. And I would say that iMumz is really committed to building healthy future generations. It's not only you right now, it is about what is going to come in future. I'd like to end up with a small comment by Sheetal. Didi, she writes, this is beyond my expectations from iMumz. So thankful for the session. We'll never forget the teachings from Shivani Didi. I'm going to inculcate these learnings to my little baby girl when she gets pregnant. I think this is one of the biggest compliment which I think all of us can. And these are the things which probably, these are the sanskaras which we can educate our children, whether boy or girl, it really doesn't matter, because I feel both need to be educated to respect each other and build up the future generations with no expectations. I could not have got a better advice from our wonderful mentor. I may be much older than Didi, but thank you so much. God bless you.
One
Om
last request,
Shanti.
Dr. Jaideep ji, everyone's asking for a quick photograph in this Zoom.
Okay, yes, let's have it.
Smiling faces. Can we just have
yes, I think this will be a amazing. And I love the couples who are there sitting together. God bless you. Always look after your wives the way you're doing right now. And also, please spread it around in the community, because you are the torch bearers for future generations. It's not only, whoever is listening, please educate everyone around you in your communities, in your friend circle, in your kitty parties, wherever. Because this is a message which is going to build a future. And we can't do it alone. We may reach out to some people, but you're going to reach out to a much larger numbers. So thank you for being with us. Are we ready?
Yeah, so 3, 2, 1, babies.
Ravi, angels, not babies. Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice photograph. I'll share it across with everyone in the iMumz app. Thank you so much, Didi, for this wonderful and graceful moments.
Thank you. Thank you,
Didi, and thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay calm, and take care.